Thank you. I love classic stories. This geezer, he's pulled up in his bleeding great lorry, 2 o'clock in the morning, to one of these transport cabs owned by a little woofter. He walked in there, he went, oh, he said, are you still open, Steve? He said, yes, I am. He said, what are you doing here this time of night? He said. Oh, he said, Steve, he said, I'm sorry. He said, I had a blowout on a bloody M5. He said, all I want is a cup of tea and get to my bed. Oh, he said, I'll give you a bed away. He said, no, don't joke. He said, it's 2:30. He said, I just want a cup of tea and get to bed. He said, look at me, I'm in a tea. He said, no, he said, I'll give you a bed away. He said, don't have a go at me. He said, I've been coming up here 15 years, every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. I always come here, you know I'm always here. He said, but he was so late, he said, I gave you a bed away. He said, you bastard. Come on, I'll give you a fucking dry slap. Give me bed away, you're joking. He said, I'm not. He said, you're a fucking murderer, you bastard. He said, don't worry, she'll never come back. You work your calf right up your jacksie, right up your jacksie. He said, you can sleep with me. He said, yeah, with the fucking edge up. With the edge up. He went outside, he said, oh, don't worry about it, I'll have a kid. Went outside, he lowered the towelboard, he got the bleeding sheet down, unfolded the sheet, slid in between the sheet, pulled the sheet back on top of his towelboard, pulled down a coil of rope, laid his head on it. As he laid his head on it, all of a sudden, you heard this motor pull up. He's opened one eye, a long powder blue Cadillac, and in this car was just an unbelievably beautiful young woman. He said, now, what are you doing on the back of the tailboard? I said, I'm having a kip, darling. He said, it must be very cold. Yeah, he said, but I don't mind it, babe. All I just want to do is have a kip. She said, look, I don't live too far from here, about 5 minutes. And she said, by all means, there's so many rooms in my house. You're welcome to stay. Cool, he said, thanks, darling. He jumped on the tailboard, got in the car. She's put on her foot on the gas. 2 minutes later, pulled up this gravel drive with huge poplar trees all the way down it. Massive great fountain and this huge mansion. He thought, what a fucking gaff. She's pulled round the door, he's got done the right thing, gone out, opened the door for her, she's got in the door, rung the bell, just about, the door's open, the butler, full kit. Said, yes, madam. Said, evening, Jenkins, could you get this gentleman a drink, please? What would you like? Oh, I said, brown and mild, light ale, anything like that, you know what I mean? Said, I'm sorry, we haven't got something, so would you care for a brandy? Yeah, he said, brandy, lovely, lovely. So he went away, she said, come into the room. They've gone to this room, it's about half as big as this, massive, there's Goyas all round the wall, bleeding Rembrandts, great big fire, French furniture. He thought, what's a fucking gaff? She went, do sit down. He said, no, he said, I've got the overalls on, I don't want to do that. No, please sit down. He sat down by this great big log fire. This woman had her dress down, cut down to here. He's come back in, Jenkins, the brandy, madam. He said, I'll pour it for him. I won't be needing your services any longer, Jenkins. Thank you and good night. He said, good night, madam. He's gone out the door. She started to pour the brandy. Lit her boobs around. He thought, yes, Bucky, please. He's had a sip of the brandy. He said, I suppose you're tired, aren't you? She said, yeah, I am a bit, yeah. So as soon as you finish your brandy, I'll show you to your room. Bosh! He's gone outside, up the stairs. You know when you got these pictures, you see these millionaire houses where the staircase starts here across the top and then down the bottom? That's how this gaff was. She's walking up the stairs in front of him. He's walking up behind her. He's watching her arse go vroom, vroom, vroom. By this time, the brandy's well working and his old chap's going vroom, vroom, vroom. They get to this room, open up the door. What a bedroom, man. All these beautiful satin curtains and lace was everywhere. He said, look, darling, I can't get into bed like with your hands like this. I'm covered in grease. She went, no, there's an ensuite. That's in the corner of the room there. You can have a shower or a bath. I'll go and make her some hot chocolate. Cool. He said, thanks, darling. She's gone downstairs. He's walked in this bathroom. Italian marble, sunken bath, 22 karat gold handles all over the place. He thought, this is lovely. Out the overalls, underpants, socks off, boots off, in the shower. Way. Oh, I fucking love this gag. Way. Out the shower, dries off, goes back in the room, has a look around this room. As he's standing there with nothing on, he hears his hand on the door handle. He thought, hold up, she's coming back. He makes a dive at the bed. He gets in the bed, the sheets stop there. Black satin sheets, wonderful. The door's open, this bird's walked in with a cup of bleeding chocolate in her hand, in this negligee, see-through. You could say, oh, he thought, here we fucking go. She walked in. She stuck the chocolate on the coffee table. She sat on the bed, because as she sat on the bed, all the blankets had gone tight, and you could visibly see it going. She started to run her hands all through the ears in his chest. She went, Maya, aren't you big? Yeah, I suppose I'm that. Yeah, it's putting ropes and sheets all day, darling. Oh, it makes you like that. So I suppose it makes you tired as well, doesn't it? Well, it sure does a bit, love you, not a bit, yeah. So I go leave her to go to sleep, then good night. And with that, she walked out the door. He thought, a lousy cow. Fucking going on. Get him at it and bleed and piss off. I'll have a Barclays. Yeah. Who can I think about? Ah, yeah, the wife's sister. Mm-hmm. He's just about to throw it over his thumb. When all of a sudden, the door opened, the bird is standing there with nothing on at all, not a stitch of clothes. The light in the bedroom's out, but the light in the hallway's on. And she's standing with her legs slightly parted. You can see all the curly clock springs and everything. He thought, this is it. She's walked in, sat on the bed, she went, are you cold? Yeah, sure, I'm a bit. Would you like me to get into bed with you? Yeah, if you like. With that, she's got in the bed and she started to nibble his ear. She got her fingernails on lightly, but very, very lightly, started to rake him all over the chest, very, very gently, all round by the plums, the curly clocks rolled up, round the Harris wore. She started to nibble his ear and gently bite him just down the neck and across the shoulder. He went, yes. She went, darling, are you ready for me? He said, yes. She went, take me, I'm ready for you. And he rolled over and fell off the fucking towel board.